It's the Origins 2 challenge. Gather the supplies and go your separate ways. Now, Rosita is our star hero. She's actually a pretty good leader. Cause more damage against a single target, or if you attack multiple targets, you can move afterwards. It's pretty handy. I'm just giving her the Obliterated Commonwealth. Glenn's coming along because this is a grab some supplies. I'm putting him back in his pizza guy outfit as well because it's Origins. And then on my daily challenges, I've got kill a certain amount of walkers with a warrior. I think Michonne is the closest to the sort of Origins theme that we're going for. And she is armed, of course, with Daryl's Sexy God. I didn't come up with that name. That's one from the community. But I like it, so I'm keeping it. What a weird looking team. What a bizarre looking team. Anyway, what have we got in front of us? Okay. I think that picking a weapon with a wide angle was a very, very good idea. Oh, okay, so it's taking a couple of turns to work these lootable locations. So that's something that's worth noting. Normally, of course, I would pick Glenn precisely because he can search and then he has an action left. But if this is taking multiple turns, that changes it. We do only have 3 locations, so at least we know exactly where everything is. Oh, and look. 3 separate escape points. I can imagine this one being a bit of a tricky one on higher levels. I would say that for this one, you really don't want to be making any noise. So maybe give Rosita a quiet weapon and have 2 other characters who either don't make noise at the very least or perhaps help reduce noise. So obviously, Michonne does that with her natural talent. And there's going to be some weapons with reduced threat, especially amongst the scouts. Shooters can have things like, I think it's the hunter's bow can reduce threat. But wow, you don't want any more walkers jumping out on you. At least there's no tanks or armored walkers or anything like that. They might pop up when you get to about round 50 or so. Get to the much higher levels and it starts with much more dangerous walker types. But for the earlier missions, looks like it's just normal walkers. So at least that's something. Yeah, I can imagine that one being a tough one when you get to the higher levels. Let's see what the next one is. Protect the survivor and get to the exit. Okay, well, I'm going to swiftly swap. I'm going to have another warrior just because obviously that's part of the, part of my daily challenge. So, whoa, what are you doing? Protect the survivor and get to the exit. Okay, here we go. These are the kind of missions where tools can be very handy. If the walkers are trying to get somewhere and you're trying to stop them from getting there, then flares can be very, very useful. Looks like we've got some bad guys behind us as well. We've got a threat counter, and that is going to hit Zippo immediately. So that's kind of interesting. Maybe having Rosita as a leader is very, very handy for this because we've got some good mobility options. Where is this survivor? There we go, thinning the herd. I think getting a move on, as I have done here, is a very, very good idea because we start with some walkers right behind us. 2 turns to open that door. All of that weird, look at that weird red mist effect as well. That tank is catching up with us. Did I read the mission description wrong? I thought it said protect the survivor. This looks like we're just outright getting the hell out of here. Maybe I did. Maybe I read that. Looks like we have a time limit. Did you see that? It said complete the mission in 7 turns. Speed is definitely of the essence. That kind of works pretty well with Rosita's leadership trait because you have that nice movement option. Scouts and shooters, of course, walk faster than the other types. A lot of walkers didn't appear in our way, but there's a threat counter that ticks over quickly. I think that's another mission where staying quiet or having weapons that will reduce threat, maybe even characters like Michonne, of course, who can reduce the threat level, is going to be very important, especially later on. Infected survived 5 turns. I think I fancy getting shooty with this one. So we can be damn sure that there isn't going to be a threat counter, can't we? I presume there's not going to be a threat counter on this one. We'll see. That's the whole point of these missions anyway. Rick, of course, is in his classic sheriff outfit in honor of the fact that this is the Origins. Yumiko is hardly an Origin type character. Much later addition to the cast, but she's a badass, so she stays. Yeah, Rick, you get the kill. Start working on your inspiration. Looks like the exit is to the right of the screen, so maybe we want to start working our way towards that. Okay. Upping the ante. So nothing too scary for those first 2 waves. Then we get the tanks, and then we are back to regular walkers. It's a small map. There's not... You haven't got a lot of places that you can go. Complete mission in 7 turns again. So, continuing theme. You got to do these missions all quick like. That adds some pressure. You're going to need overwhelming firepower, or the equivalent of for your melee classes. I mean, all of these... Yeah, wiping out walkers isn't essential. That is just survive for 5 turns. So you can give them the slip. You could perhaps throw a flare to distract all of those walkers, lead them to the other side of the map, and then quickly run to the right side. As long as they're not blocking your exit, as long as you can get to the exit within 7 turns, you will succeed. It didn't say anything about having to kill a set number of walkers or anything. That's rarely the objective, to actually just massacre your way through the walking undead. You're really going to have to keep your eyes on the objective for this particular set of missions. Shoot the barrels and leave those demons behind. And we got to complete it in 7 turns again. So I don't know if the mission ends after 7 turns. I don't know if it's a fail, or if that will simply reduce the star points that you get. In any case, these missions are designed to be completable in 7 turns. Okay, shoot the barrels. It says barrels plural. I don't see any others. Oh, look at that there. Okay. Weird mission. Weird mission, definitely. Yeah, let's do that. So, we have shot the barrels. Yay. A tank has appeared. Burning walkers have appeared. We're not interested in those ones on the other side of the map. We don't need to concern ourselves with them at all. Like it said, shoot the barrels and then escape. Maybe I missed it. I don't know if some of those barrels popped up once I had destroyed the barrel that was on screen. Perhaps they did. Or maybe they appear the turn after you shoot them. Might have to practice that. You might have seen that on the video. I might have missed it. I might have shot a barrel and then one just instantly appeared. Now it says shoot the barrels. I'm guessing that your melee classes, your scouts, your warriors, your bruisers, could just hit them, and that counts. I don't think that the verb shoot is actually that essential. I think it should be destroy the barrels. You might have to check that for yourself and just see if that's the case, but I'm pretty sure that you could just do that. You could hit them with whatever your characters are carrying if they don't have guns. I'm gonna flip back to Michonne and Tyrese. Go for that daily objective. This is a interesting set of missions. I think this is going to be a challenging one. I think that as you get to the higher rounds, this is going to really become challenging, and a lot of that is going to be down to the time limit. Hit them with the sexy guard. This it? Now, I'm assuming that more walkers are going to make their presence known. There we go. There's a big, scary, flipping tank. Yeah, not so big and scary. Oh. I made a huge mistake there. What I should have done is I should have shot first and then moved with Rosita, because of course that's Rosita's ability. You hit multiple targets and you can move afterwards. So definitely made a bit of a mistake there. I mean, this is a bit of a palate cleanser after those other walkers, after those other missions with their unique objectives and time constraints and stuff. This is just stuff's gonna pop up and it's whack-a-mole. Just as soon as it appears, bonk it on the head, kill it. Again, complete the mission in 7 turns. I think that on higher levels, definitely having something with incendiary, being able to set those walkers alight, making it so that you are sure they're taking damage every turn. I think Mercer could be a good character to bring, just so that you can cause that additional damage. No threat counter on that one. That's a very nice thing. Now, are we back to the start? Yeah, tricky. Definitely a tricky set. Hopefully, you and your guild can do very well. Oh, deface the sign and leave Terminus behind. So we've got one more left to do. Okay. I think. And the reason that I'm taking Yumiko is that if I have a ranged character working on the sign, I think this is going to take a couple of turns. Then, if Yumiko shoots a target nearby, and the person who is engaged with defacing the sign is in range and has line of sight of that target, they're going to shoot that target as well. Yeah, and I think it's going to be Rosita who's going to be doing the sign. Okay, a couple of walkers. We've got a threat counter as well. Based on the mission description, I would have guessed there wouldn't be a threat counter. There is. Okay, that's fine. That does seem to mean that there's not walkers flooding out of every corner turn after turn. I'm going to move my guys closer to the exit as well. We'll have to check the mission description again, but was this another one where it was, hey, do it in 7 turns or else? Should have checked for that. Okay, and you've got to remember when Yumiko, Rosita is the leader, and any of your guys attacks a single target, you are causing a lot more damage than you otherwise would. So complete mission in 7 turns. Now, something that we could have done is perhaps had a character who could just run past walkers, Huntsman Daryl or Beta. Just otherwise avoided them, because all we had to do was get to the exit to end that mission. I killed those tanks. Didn't have to do that. You might find yourself really needing to cripple them or ensnare them, or otherwise just trick them to get past them. But there's a lot of that on this set. Not about killing the walkers, it's about achieving the objective and getting to the exit. So there we go. It's an interesting set. These are definitely interesting missions, but some of them, I could see them getting very, very tough very quickly. If you do need help, then please do ask, and me or somebody else from the community can help, I'm sure. And in the meantime, good luck and thank you very much for watching.